Today's episode of the Read Pile is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. I'm Elle. I will actually be talking even less this week. Oh, that's right, you lost your voice. And I am the Sussman Rick Sussman, and gee, I guess I'm going to have to do twice as much talking as normal. How will I ever figure that out? You are watching The Read Pile. Oh, I get it. It's the week of May 6th, and here is some comic book news they can use. Okay. So, again, Elle is Sans voice this week. We had some major stuff. The thing that caused Elle the most disappointment this week, I suppose, is we got our first images of the new Harley Quinn for the Suicide Squad movie. Oh, you actually enjoyed it. She thought it was good stuff. I was super excited about seeing my boy Deadshot. The original images that leaked of Deadshot were not actually him. It was actually a cosplayer. So you liked Harley Quinn, but everybody else sucked. Okay. It was actually a cosplayer, but they did show Will Smith. Yeah, Will Smith as Deadshot. They even included the old school white mask, which, if I'm honest, was a bit jarring to see in real life. Kind of worked better as a comic, I thought, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Looked really cool. Will Smith grew out a really nice heavy beard, and he's got a bald head, and he looks very vicious, and I was super cool with that. The other big story this week, which I don't know if this is what you're scribbling about. You know, keep talking. I was going to mention that we went and we saw the premiere of Age of Ultron, and you were actually more excited about it than I was, even. I enjoyed it quite a bit. You enjoyed it a bit more. What do you got here? You were ecstatic. You were over the moon. See how over the moon she is when I mention Age of Ultron? What is this now? I want to hang with him. Ultron? You want to hang out with Ultron? He is a murderous, psychotic, gigantic android. Well, not even an android. He was just a robot. But he's funny. Okay. Alright. You had other news items you wanted to talk about? I saw you scribbling something on here. No, you're good? Oh, is it time for you to take another medicine? No? Alright, well, let's review some comics then. Come on. Comic book reviews! As mentioned, our angry Nerdgirl blew out her yelling voice when she saw the new images of Harley Quinn, and now she is a little bit of a mute. So, she's going to hold up a comic. I'm going to discuss it in her own words, and then we're going to move on. And my face will eventually be covered when images appear here, and her face will be covered when she holds up the book. Let's begin. We have, Convergence, Nightwing, and Oracle Issue 2. And I quote, "Oh, Gail, I just love reading your work. It's not Batgirl, but it's Barbara Gordon. You know her in any reality. So no matter what reality it is, Gail understands who Barbara should be." I get that. I still can't get behind the Convergence stories, but Gail helped me out. This story brought out the heroics of Barbara Gordon / Oracle, and gave us a quaint ending. Also, Gail, if Nightwing becomes reality? Oh, I see. So if Nightwing actually existed in our times, you would fight Gail for him. I see. Moving on. Now we have Squirrel Girl, The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, issue 5. Now that the big story of Galactus is over, I will admit I was afraid I may lose interest. But it's still adorable! And instead of another big story to jump in, we get to hear some fantastic stories told by the people in her city as they wait to be saved. So Squirrel Girl goes around saving other peoples, and this is their reaction to her? And so, okay. The story... Oh, you already explained that. No, I should have read this all the way through. The stories and situation is still held in that fun, comical way that... Fine for... Oh, that you find endearing. Yes, so the stories are endearing to you. You are waiting for the next adventure, though. Also, thanks for picking up the 2099 runs. Picking on the 2099 runs. Wait a minute, so you have problems with the 2099 series? Alright, moving on. We have Convergence Harley Quinn issue 2. So since it's Convergence, this wasn't your pick of the week? I see. Oh, another Convergence. This is nice. This is fun, I like this. Okay, so Captain Carrot is a ridiculous character. We do know this. I've never read anything about him, not shocking, and his crew outside of this, but he is so ridiculous that I feel his world would work as a good rival against... Oh, he would work as a good rival against Harley. I see. So he's as ridiculous as Harley is, ergo they work well together? I see. Should the situation be different? So they should have a team up, is what you're saying. So Jimmy, Amanda, in future years, you guys try and maybe work it out and have some sort of team up between Captain Carrot and Harley Quinn, and that would make the Nerdgirl very happy. I see. It seems the Convergence stories are coming to an end. What gave it away? I have seen a connection, though. Earthquakes, what's going to happen, or did it, or who cares? Does anyone really care? I guess not. You gotta do the thumbs up higher so that... Oh, okay. But now it is time for the pick of the week. And it is Wonder Woman Special, the 77 Wonder Woman. This, of course, correlating with Batman 66, something that you had read. Not Batman 66 meets Green Hornet, that was a joke. But the Batman 66 stuff. So this is Wonder Woman 77. That's when the Linda Carter TV show came out. Why is it your pick of the... Why is this issue different than other issues, Elle? Let's begin. I have not seen any of the Linda Carter TV series of Wonder Woman. You're kidding me. You have posters of them. Oh, okay. Don't judge me. I'm afraid I'll hate it because it's cheesy, but this compilation feels like a TV series telling... Feels like a TV series? It's like so it's like the TV series in the book. Just keep reading, okay. It definitely reads like the script from a show. Oh, okay. Just how the stories flow and jokes, one-liners, etc., etc. So the book read like you would imagine the TV series would be. Okay. The stories were fantastic and actually have piqued my interest in maybe giving the series a chance. And that's your read pile for this week. As read to you... Well, my face is totally covered. As read to you by the Sussman, Rick Sussman. Which leads me to wonder, what am I up to this week? So, I am an international person. And because I'm an international person, I have a great many books on my read pile this week that spanned many, many universes and countries. Well, you'll see what I'm talking about. First, we must discuss... I don't think it's going to get a graphic because it's not part of my read pile. It's sort of an event, but whatever. Secret Wars #1. So I actually got the... Oh, you know it's not going to get a graphic, so... The Chip Zdarsky cover, whose last name I've probably butchered for the 10th time, but whatever. It's actually a really funny cover. The real reason I bought this was because of the cover. I know that Secret Wars is a big event in which Marvel is... ending its current continuity to begin a new continuity. I know the Angry Nerd Girl Elle is excited about that because she might be able to jump in on some of these books. Hell, I might be able to jump in on some of these books after it's over. It's going to be cool to see a whole new Marvel continuity, much in the same way the New 52 was very nouveau and interesting. I honestly bought this cover because there are so many little jokes on it, like Squirrel Girl is on the outside looking in, like they didn't invite her into the party. Captain Marvel is making out with some dude. Dakin is hanging out with Johnny Storm because they have a pseudo-relationship, but nobody's supposed to talk about that. Just a lot of fun stuff. About the comic, though, yeah, man, so the Marvel Universe is dead. Yeah, no, they straight murked it in this first issue. Like, the last page is like, it's Marvel U, 1963-2015. Ultimate U, year 2000 to year 2015. Like, that's it. They're dead. So that's a pretty interesting way to start a series of books, eh? Just killing off all continuity. So let's see how that rolls. To the reviews. I begin my reviews, as the Angry Nerdgirl did as well, with a Gail Simone book. Yes, let's get the graphic up here. Swords of Sorrow, #1, is a crossover book that expands pretty much all of the Dynamite / Chaos Gold Key universes that are all sort of owned by the same property right now. But what it is for me is a really cool opportunity to see some characters I normally don't read being written by one of my favorite writers. So we have Deja Torres, we have Vampirilla, we have the female Kato, we have Jennifer Blood, a former Garth Ennis character, whom I know very well. And of course we have Red Sonja and a bunch of other characters. What's the obvious overlying thread? They're all female heroines, pulp heroines. This is a really cool first issue. It is a first issue though, and we're literally dragging in people from other continuities and just sort of mashing them together. Very Secret Warsian. I'm not sure if it was designed to be released at the same time, but there's a lot of similar beats, but that's not really shocking because of what the content is. If you're going to have a crossover that goes literally from universe to universe to universe, it's going to look like another crossover that goes literally from universe to universe to universe. It's not a knock or anything like that. It's just something that happens, and a lot of people have written like that. I was not really expecting to find this book very intriguing, because if I'm honest, I don't know much about these characters. Didn't matter. Gail is a fabulous writer, we love her, and she did a great job on this issue. I'm adding it to the read pile. Doesn't make pick of the week status just because it is the first issue, and it was a lot of, hey, check this out, hey, check this out, hey, check this out. But it's definitely a book worth adding to your sub if you need a new book and want to check out a really cool crossover that doesn't have anything to do with Marvel. Let's move on to a book that was sort of a placeholder book this week. The Big Con Job, #3 of 4. As is the case with a number of the books that I've reviewed that are the last book before the last issue, sometimes the issue can be very, like you're getting to the top of the precipice and then just sort of plateaus. Well, we get there with The Big Con Job. This is very much a good issue. There's been nothing wrong with this whole series, but it doesn't do anything to really like shoot my hair off the top of my head. It did a fine job of setting up what is going to be a really awesome climax, but there wasn't anything super over the top about it. It's still good, it's still definitely worth checking out. It's obviously the third of 4 issues, so there was going to be a little bit of a pullback, because it's that race car thing that I'm always talking about. You gotta pull the car back to get the rubber band spooled up so I can take off in the other direction. Now this might shock a lot of you because it's not my pick of the week, but we had a new issue of Wicked and Divine. Oh, Kieran. Oh, how I love you. Wicked and Divine #10. We know now who the killer was of the first arc. We're starting to learn that the gods, this generation of the Pantheon, they're not super excited with the idea that they're only going to live for 2 years. A lot of them have already started sort of being very against the notion of it. They like being gods, and who doesn't like the power, but nobody wants to die, even gods. And we're starting to see that maybe this generation of gods is going to be different from all the others, because, quite frankly, they don't want to die. I love this book. I truly, truly do. But it was a good issue, but it didn't make me change. It didn't have that pop. That book, oddly enough, this week, my pick of the week, graphic already on the screen, Uber 24. So, I talked about this on Twitter. I actually talked to Karen about it. When was the last time you read anything about the Holocaust or therein and it made you laugh? Uber 24, which, as Karen says in the back of the book, amounts to essentially a training montage for Leah, Her Majesty's ship, Her Majesty's human, rather, the Churchill. That's her on the cover. She should be on the screen right now. She's learning how to use her powers and abilities. She is the biggest, most monstrous, most amazing fighting machine ever created, and it's up to her to figure out how to use her powers and abilities. And how is this done? With a bit of gallows humor. At one point, they have to figure out if she can survive this fall from like 10,000 feet in the air. She survives it fine, but she's freaking out the entire time because she is scared of heights. This is the same human being that can throw a tank 20 miles, and she doesn't want to jump out of an airplane, not because she's worried that she'll die, but she's worried that she's going to have to look down, and she's scared of heights. One of the main things we loved about Avengers Age of Ultron was it made Ultron himself seemed very human. And it was so cool to see a robot be very human. In this issue, it was really cool to see a monstrously gigantic superhuman be worried about very real, honest things. And that is why it was my pick of the week. For you, our loyal followers of The Read Pile, we have an awesome offer from Audible.com. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their awesome service. You can download some really great books like The Hobbit, the unabridged version from Tolkien. You can download Divergent, Lean In, lots of great stuff to check out. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia for your free audiobook. Well, I guess that's this week for The Read Pile. I would like to point out that we are about 3 weeks away, hopefully your voice returns by then, from, it should be popping up somewhere around here, probably around here. Omni Expo is coming up. It'll be the weekend of May 23rd. We are going to be hosting a panel there. You're going to be hearing more about it as we get, well, I guess you won't be hearing more about it this week. You're going to be seeing and hearing more about it from all the members of Nerd Up Media. We will all be there hosting the panel 3 o'clock Saturday. So you're going to see members of Reasons I'm Broke. You're going to see the Lazy Gaming guys. You're going to see us. You can ask the Angry Nerd Girl what her favorite cat is, I guess. I don't know. You could talk to Tom and I, those two jerks. You can... they're all your favorite cat. Like, the ones in the house, or just all in general? Even the sick ones. So the ones that are vomiting, you even love them. Fair enough. So, hopefully you can come join us at Omni Expo, just in a couple weeks away. We really appreciate them promoting Nerd Up Media, and we're going to be there this year, and maybe even next year. Who knows? Hopefully it goes really well. I don't know why it wouldn't, but then again, I wasn't expecting my co-host to be Sam's voice this week, so you never really know. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, I'm wearing my Punisher shirt. Listen, Tom Hardy, I heard what you said. You want to be Punisher. Well, I want you to be Punisher. Also, in case, Marvel, Fox is listening, I can be Punisher if need be. If this whole Tom Hardy thing doesn't work out. I own the shirts. I think that's all it's really going to take. When you look at me, Heartless Killer.